Okay, so you're not watching somebody that has got anything handed to them, or got that one viral video that has catapulted and made them thousands or millions. You're not watching somebody that was given anything easy. And one thing I've avoided talking about, especially on my channel, is the fact that I'll never work a 9 to 5 a day in my life, and I've never really took a deep dive into it. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I'm scared. I'm scared that I might jinx myself. I'm scared that something may occur when I least expect it, which is okay, right? So I'm here editing thumbnails right now, and I can't help but think. And what I mean by I can't help but think, but I can't help but think how grateful I am for the fact that I've been able to be given a thought process that is unshakable and unbreakable. Let's really take a deep dive into why I would never have a job again. It's not because I'm too good. It's not because I have a secret sauce that nobody else can get. It's honestly because my hustle is impeccable. My determination is something that I think is one of my best character traits, because I'm very determined to become better and to be better. I'm very determined to change not my life but my family's life, the people that come after me. I'm more focused on the aftermath of my success or me living more than I'm actually focused on me living now. And what I mean by that is, it took me one time to have to experience hiring an employee and having a business to understand how much employees are disposable. And you're watching somebody that has had 4 phone stores, well, really 5 phone stores, a wholesale warehouse. I've hired people that were on Indeed, and I've also hired people for places I went out to eat and they needed a job, where they're like, hey, you're the guy at the phone store, are you hiring? I've hired a bunch of different type of people that are old, young, and I've interviewed several thousands of people in my lifetime. And I'll tell you this, everybody's replaceable, nobody's perfect. And at the end of the day, when it comes to business, the main focus with any type of corporation or business entity or any boss is, how can I get this person to positively impact my business more than me having to pay them, right? So let's get this really, really clear. I'm no longer going to be somebody's slave. I'm no longer going to wake up every single day and work 10 times harder to build something for someone else than what they're willing to pay me. I'm not going to wait for that promotion. I'm not going to be held accountable and asked to care about somebody else's successful business more than me being able to live my life the way I want, right? I would love to be able to wake up every single day and know a check is coming. I would love to. I'm being completely honest with you guys right now. That is something I miss. It's something that I feel hurts me on a daily, is knowing that when I wake up, there's no guarantees. But what I've realized is those guarantees, when you wake up and you have that job and you know for a fact that you're going to get paid in the next week, or maybe you get paid on Wednesdays because you have a bank that pays you earlier than anticipated. When you know what to expect in your check, and when you know when you're going to get paid, it gives you a comfort that you start to get used to and start to depend on. It's no different than my dog analogy, right? I have a dog. My dog's name is Hustle. And Hustle can't go for a walk. He can't pour his own food. He can't drink any water until I tell him. I am his boss. I put him in a cage when I want. I take him for a walk when I want. And I feed him when I want. But he has no choice or no decision when I do this, because he is solely dependent on me. Having a 9 to 5, that's exactly how I felt, right? Like, when I would go and maybe look at a car that I would like, or maybe look at the fact that my daughter needs some shoes or some new clothes for school. I have to budget. But when I walk into work, my manager can tell me to work harder, or tell me to reach this number on the quota board, or tell me how my performance is lacking, but I don't get to tell them when I need a raise or when I am demanding more, right? Now, let me tell you something. A lot of people are out here being treated like pets, and I want to be very careful. And the reason I'm saying that is because you're so comfortable getting that check that you don't realize that you're solely dependent, which makes you still feel independent, when in reality you're not. You are literally hanging on by a thread from that manager, that supervisor, and it sucks. It sucks because think about how good it feels on payday, how happy you walk into work, and how flexible you are, and how much you're willing to do what you need to do that day, right? When you getting paid and you know that money just hit your account, you like, all right, I'm coming in early, I'm coming in on time, I'm making sure that I get everything I need to get done. And see, that joy is a joy that I feel every time I get a sale. That joy is that joy I feel every day when I get a message at 9 p.m. that shows how much money I made today and how it was deposited in my account from numerous income sources. See, it took me a long time to realize that it takes time to feel that comfort when you're building it on your own, but it is possible. I'll never work another 9 to 5 because I'll never let anybody dim my light so they can brighten theirs. And half of these supervisors we work for and work under aren't even they're not even qualified to be overseers of us, to be supervisors of us. A lot of businesses, it's all about politics, and I really have to tell you guys, as somebody that is someone's boss, that being in high authority can sometimes get to people's heads, and it can lead them to downing others and making them feel less. And these are situations that I, if I'm being honest, run from, and is one of the reasons I work really, really hard, because I'll be damned if somebody that never or did not even attempt to grind the way I grind thinks that they can dictate how much money I bring home, how much food I put on my table. It's a harsh reality, but if you really look at it, the reason you're comfortable at your job is because you feel like you need them. Matter of fact, you don't feel like you need them, you do. At the end of the day, the car you drive and the house that you live in and the shower, the clothes you buy, all of those things are dependent on someone else saying, okay, I will keep them this week. Okay, we'll keep them this month. You know what? I'll give you some PTO. PTO, which I give out as well, PTO is just another manipulation. See, you're going to work your ass off for me, way more than the free time I'm going to give you, but I'm going to pay you while you're off because I want you to feel and look towards and look forward to that PTO so that you can stay with me. See, as an employer, I will tell you this, the hardest part is getting someone to stay under your trance, to stay manipulated, because sometimes you'll often have employees that wake up, they'll go on Indeed and look for better jobs, they'll see when you're trying to hire other people, they'll try to see how much you're paying new employees. You'll see how sometimes you'll have employees step out of line and try to break out of the cycle. So PTO is sort of kind of a good tool to utilize to keep them trapped. I'm telling you guys the sauce and the secret. And see, it is not for everybody. And what I mean by it is being an entrepreneur and breaking free is not for everybody. But one thing I will tell you is breaking free is definitely something that somebody meant to be their own boss feels. Like you feel it in your soul. Like you know for a fact that I don't belong here. Now, I appreciate my experience here, and I appreciate the lessons I've learned here. I've learned how to be on time. I've learned how to talk to customers. I've learned how to get through adversity. I've learned how to handle responsibility. But other than that, I think I'm ready to spread my wings. Now, I'm very, 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 very scared because I know that, I've been spoon-fed for a while income. And while I've been spoon-fed that income, it has manipulated me into thinking that I'm actually being productive. When in reality, I'm not being productive because everything that I'm working for is nothing that I'll be able to leave behind. See, I'm only as valuable as I am here. And see, me being an entrepreneur, I had to realize that I want to be valuable even when I am gone. That's legacy. That is wealth. Because, I grew up in a family that believed that you should get a career, and you should get a pension, and you should work your ass off for 50 years and then retire. But for some weird reason, it never sat well with me. It never sat well with me because I always knew that while I may not love myself fully at times, and I may not treat myself the best, I'll be damned if I let someone else treat me less than what I know I deserve. And there's no amount an hour you can pay me. There's not enough PTO you can give me for me to feel like what I'm giving you is worth my freedom. Because me working hourly is taking hours from me being able to set my family up. I have a son and I have a daughter, Paris, and I have Nyla. And I have to make sure that when my chapter ends, that they have an option to discover, explore, and build what they want. I don't tell my children not to work. I don't tell my children not to have a 9-to-5, but I want to give them an opportunity I didn't have. And you want to know the opportunity I didn't have? I didn't have that option to build. On career day, we didn't have an entrepreneur come in. My teacher didn't tell me, hey guys, you can be a firefighter, a police officer, a librarian, or you can be an entrepreneur and build your own business. I never was told that. Because it's dangerous. Because when you're in that mindset, you understand that now doesn't matter, later does. You understand that you're going to struggle right now, but you're struggling right now with the hopes that in the future, you're going to be able to sit back and see everything that you've built fall in place. See, the difference is understanding that no matter what, if you do have a 9-to-5, and let's say you get paid $8,000 every single other week, right? Great. But you're still failing. Because all that work, sweat, tears you putting in, all those days you standing up and helping others for somebody else's company, you're not helping or building anything for you, but the person that owns that company, their children will be okay. Their children will have those options. Those children will know that they can choose to build. Those children will know that their father or mother owns something. But you, when you're gone, nobody will remember you. Nobody will care at that job about the amount of paperwork you've done or sales you've got. You have to understand, legacy is way more important than the present time comfort and instant gratification we seek. We have to wake up and realize that we can either build or settle. We can either accept what we're given or take what we want. The choice is ours. I will never work again, not because I'm too good, but because I know exactly what I deserve. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope whoever this was meant for receives it, and I'll see you at the top. Peace.